And what is the name of your podcast again?
Misery Loves Mandy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be.
I've always been a morning bird.
Starbucks refreshing drinks with Mandy.
Yeah. I sadly have talked about Starbucks too much on this, and my cup's always like this.
Yo.
And then Chappelle's episode. Oh my God. So I have an overactive bladder. That's part of my misery. Also, it's called Misery Loves Mandy's. And people are watching me drink the coffee. They're probably like, no, it's Mandy creates misery.
Yeah.
Because I'm not supposed to drink coffee.
Why? Because you got what,
it makes
IBS?
me no. Well, maybe, but overactive bladder.
So what is that exactly? Is it like you go to the bathroom a lot?
Yeah. So you're not supposed to drink diuretics.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna not drink coffee. Yes, be professional. Don't drink it on the pod because you have to pee all the time. Okay, it's my podcast.
You do what you want, man. You do what you feel. I mean, it's your home. It's your house. It's how you feel. It's Mandy's house. No, Misery loves company, I guess.
It's horrible. Chappelle's episode, I'm like, okay, not again. I'm just like shaking. And then I'm watching my face when I was editing. And it's just like pure like.
That's funny as fuck.
So we'll see how this one goes.
Hey, it's going to be fun for sure.
So you're a morning person too?
Definitely a morning person. When I wake up in the morning, it's like literally crack of dawn, like 5 a.m.
Oh, wow. That's earlier than I thought.
Well, I think it's more so because I'm originally from Miami. Mm-hmm. And because I'm from Miami and it's East Coast time, it's like 8 o'clock over there. So normally I spent 26 years of my life over there. So, your body gets used to being in a certain time zone. So like when I came to LA, it's like I'm on time over here. You know what I mean? Like I was late in Miami every time I wake up because I was supposed to be to work at 8 and I was up at 8. So now me getting up at 5 is like I'm on time or I'm early for everything. I called you. I was like, hey man, can we make this a little earlier? Because I got things to do.
I was like, shit, I need to get the copies. Exactly. We need the copies.
Exactly. But now that I know that you be peeing on yourself. I don't know if, I should have told you to get up so early, Mandy.
No, I was up. I just didn't make it out of the house yet.
I feel it. I mean, you told me, I said, yeah, I'm on my way. You was like, yeah, I'm going to go get the coffee. Now, again, it take me like 40 minutes to get to you because of traffic and everything, LA traffic. And then I pulls up, man, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just getting back from Starbucks. So that means you was literally probably rolling around in your sleep. And then you was like, you know what? All right, let me get up. I think people try to do that. Like we try to time like when a person's coming. Mm-hmm. Like you be like, all right, what's your ETA? Like what's your time of arrival? And then you be like, you know what? I got like a little 10 minutes left, I could chill for a little bit and then like get up and rush and do what you got to do. Yeah.
I think we like the rush. I think people do.
I think it's an adrenaline, definitely adrenaline that I feel. I mean, sometimes like, okay, I mean, we both comics, we both do shows. Like, are you always on time? I mean, you're more so in a producer fashion in a lot of the shows. So like, are you always on time to the show?
So it depends. If it's a good show, I will be early.
Right. Okay.
If it's a show that I have learned my lesson time again, not a specific show, but a type of show that is going to start later. I've learned now if it says shows at 7, I'll be like, hey, the show, is it 7 or is it doors 7? Because the flyer will just say show. They'll just tell you 7.
Doors open at 7.
So you'll get there at 7. You'll get there at 6:50.
The show starts at 9.
And the show starts at 9. And I'm like, the things I could have been doing because you don't have much free time.
For sure. That's like the worst thing for a comic when you intentionally try to be late to something. And the show ends up being later than you. like I pulled up to a show yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. I'm not gonna say who it was, but I pulled this to a show. It was yesterday. Drop this 2 weeks from now, so they can
Don't
throw
worry,
everybody
they
out.
won't know. They won't know. Shuffle, shuffle,
exactly. Shuffle. But you know, it's sometimes again shows can be a little light, right? So, but it was still a great time. Like it was a great time at the show. But again, it was a little light, and I showed up. It was supposed to start at 8. I showed up 8:32. 8:36 around that range.
That's a good late.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's like a host and one person. They're going to start at least 10 minutes late, even if it's a good show.
Correct. They're at least into the first act. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even really expect to go up. But, so when I pulled up, I see like, first of all, again, where it's at, it's windows around. Because it's in a nice, because typically when it's packed, when the show is packed, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's a nice venue and it's empty, it's going to be some struggling going on tonight.
It always feels like a cruise ship.
Oh, exactly. So we walked in. I walked in and they was fixing the mics.
Perfect.
With the audio and shit. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those types of nights for sure. And the audience was just sitting there and like
how many people were about there?
If you want to be honest, I mean, including comics, it was like 12.
Oh, okay. That paints a good visual for everybody.
Right. But let's say, like this, the room holds 50. like the room holds a lot more than 12. But again, at the same time, sometimes I wasn't expecting to go up. I was just going to show love to my friends. As comics, we just go to show love sometimes. That's another reason why I was late, right? He put me up. And I had a real good time. Like I really did. Besides the comics, those other 5 people that was in there, like it was a stripper in there. It was like a demographic of different people that was like, okay, it's like the stripper came with her mom.
Oh, hell yeah.
To a comedy show.
So fun.
It was so funny. It was so funny. And it was a guy, he was in a band. He was like a media, not like a media mogul guy, but he had like a record deal and stuff like that. He was here on business and stuff. So it was dope. It was in a hotel. So there was a lot of different people that came out. Yep.
Okay.
It was dope.
Yeah, sometimes 12 people can be better than 100. You never know.
12 people is never better than 100. I can tell you that right now.
Sometimes 12 people is better than 20 people.
Oh, definitely. 12 people is better than 25 for sure. But 12 people is definitely not better than 100. I can tell you that. If I would take 100 people, I'd take 100 people in bomb than to have 12 people in 12 people in bomb and 100 people in bomb. I guess I'd probably take the 12 in bomb.
I mean, the 12 good audiences.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I guess 100 is still better because you're like, all right, I'm doing not too bad.
Exactly. It's like, I could come back for another show. Or at least I'm going to have, out of that, if I bomb in front of 100, at least I'm going to have 85 when I come back. Like, I'm going to have some type of, recurring person. Yeah.
Yeah, shows are very
we
up
love
and
them.
Down. We love them.
Yeah. We hate them. I haven't seen you in a while.
No.
Where
Florida was the last time.
Miami, right?
Yeah, that was so fun.
Man.
That was the first time we got to do Florida. Remember when we ran into each other at the airport a few Christmases ago?
All the time. We were on an airplane. I remember because you was going to see your family in West Palm. And I was like, who is that? Because I'm sitting in the back. I'm economy section.
I am too.
I'm economy. I see somebody get up going to the bathroom. I was like, what is that? Is that Mandy? And she was like, hey, what's that? And then it was fun, man. But I mean, Miami is always a good time. I think the crowds out there are super unique, right? Like you gotta bring it. You definitely have to bring the energy early. And I'm so grateful for you to be on the show, no lie, because sometimes you gotta cut that energy, because you had the host go up and then you came up, did you 7, 8, right? You blazed the stage with 8 minutes And then all of a sudden, it was like, all right, cool. Now I can just switch the room. Because obviously, we have totally separate comedic styles. You know what I'm saying? So, I love that energy in Miami for sure. It was a great time.
My mom loved your stand-up.
I love your mama. Tell your mama I say, tell your mother I say hello. If y'all don't, if y'all don't know, Mandy's mother is a very, very, very nice lady. Very nice lady.
She's the best.
Hey, listen. If she have a barbecue, what's your mama? what's your mom's name?
Oh, Kathy.
Kathy
with a C, she always says.
Oh yeah, Kathy with a C. Oh, I love Kathy with a C. With K's, Kathy with a K, we don't deal with them.
Sorry if you're a Kathy with a K. Get out of here.
Well, not necessarily get out of here. If you're cute, still holler at me. But if you with a C, definitely.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah, definitely with a C. That means you got a little pizzazz. I got, you're a little classy for sure. I feel like your mom like hangs out. Like she's one of the people that like she could go to the club at night if you wanted her to. Oh,
for sure. When I remember when I was in high school, it was right like around when my parents got divorced. She went to the club all the time. I was like, get it, mom. Her cute little dresses.
Ooh, your mom was in there shaking, huh?
Oh, yeah. She could shake it. I don't know. My brother got the dancing skill from her. I did not.
You don't have no dancing skills?
Which is very upsetting.
Wow.
I know.
That's very troubling. But, Mandy, I'm not going to lie.
Very troubling.
It's very troubling, but you are white. So I can't say that's too far-fetched. I mean, sometimes that rhythm.
I don't have
So when you go to the club, what do you like? What's your go-to?
The one shoulder. Exactly.
You might as well post up in the back with all the rest of the thugs.
No, actually, I do post up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's honestly in this day and age, that's probably the best way to go to a club.
Yeah.
I don't never dance when I go to the club ever in my life. I'm not really I have Jamaican roots, so. It's meant for us to be all dance hallish and be wanting to freak all over the stage. But I don't know. I'm more so posting the back. I can't stay anywhere longer than an hour and a half, 2 hours for sure. Even a comedy club. Like the comedy clubs that we go to and the shows that we go to sometimes, I make it so Chappelle, our friend, we love him, beloved Chappelle. Chappelle, if you're watching this, love you, brother. Appreciate
Better be watching this, Chappelle.
He too busy. Yeah.
We'll send him the clip.
Yeah, exactly. But when I call him, you like to support your friends, I was like, yo, when is your show? And he's like, oh, it's going to be at 8:00. So I had mistakenly pulled up at 8:00. But he didn't go on to like 9:20. So I'm there and he's not there. So
that's a bad start.
So I said,
he's always super early too, but he knew his time. That's
correct. So when I text him again, I said, you know what I should have asked you? When do you go on? And then he was like, yeah, that's what you should have said.
Learn the hard way. Always learn the hard way.
For sure.
So did you think of a wiener?
So explain the concept again to me in terms of the wiener.
So the wiener is a person or a scenario that really bugged you, like hit that spot, but it was such a minute thing.
It was such a small thing.
Something that shouldn't have bugged you or just did. Like, I'll tell you mine first. Okay. Mine is a thing, not a person right now. When when you go to park at like a corner restaurant in a plaza and it's valet. Right. And you say, it shouldn't be valet because they take your keys and they park it in the spot you're standing right next to. That's such a wiener move.
Right. I mean, you can't get mad at that. I mean, people just trying to make money for real.
I'm not mad at them. Right. I'm mad at
that will grind your gears.
Yeah, because I don't want to spend the money on that. So then I'm looping for a parking spot. And I'm like, shit, there's nothing.
You know what I hate? What was a wiener move? Beautiful women in the grocery store.
Why? What? What is
Beautiful women in the grocery store should not be allowed. Y'all should be Uber Eats getting your shit from Instacart. Okay, it should be no more pretty women in the grocery store because it distracts us. It really does. It really does distract us. It distracts me. I mean, I was in the grocery store, Ralph's, not too long ago, and me actually and Chappelle was talking about this, and it was, fairly, nice looking young lady in the grocery store. So, you see her in one aisle, right? You you don't even make eye contact. You just see her in one aisle. You pass by. Ooh, okay, beautiful woman. You keep going, right? Right. So then you circle back. I'm in the milk egg section now, and then she comes by. She's like, "Excuse me, can I get the cheese?" So she kind of like, right. So she kind of like
the cheese.
That's what I thought as well. But I said, okay, maybe she really, So we 30 minutes into the grocery shopping now, and I realized now I'm low key following this lady around the store. Like every aisle that she's in, I'm in low key, and I'm like, yo. So it's like, do you say something, right? Do you? Because I feel like. I don't know if you believe in divine intervention, but I mean, it's a sign. You 7 hours in, 10 hours in, and the person is really in every hour. She looking at the same foods that you looking at, and or whatever your purpose is, they looking at the same foods that you looking at, right?
And that's a big part of a relationship,
right?
Same
right.
types of
the same qualities. So then if you say something, oh. I can't shop in peace. You know what I mean? Like you all are like, damn. So, I didn't say anything. I just admired from afar. And I just, I just kept it moving, man. I just kept it moving. I feel like sometimes, like, and maybe you can attest to this, you're in a relationship, right? You tell people. So it's like when you courting or you trying to get that person's attention, it's sometimes hard to know what to say, right? I usually just come off the dome with it, and sometimes that might go south. Because I'm always smooth. Like I always have something to say, but it's like I could have come, came a little bit better. You know what I mean?
So she's like, what do you say? Like, oh, excuse me, I'm gonna get the cheese. And then you say,
I'd be like, oh, you need some cheese, huh? How about some cheese on your, nah.
Cheese on my what, motherfucker?
Exactly, right? Cheese on my crackers, Nah, I mean, again, I can appreciate a beautiful woman. I just feel like us guys, we need to have a little bit more clues, a little bit more context, because I feel like that could have been a beautiful relationship, Yeah. Even though we 10 hours in, and now maybe I was stalking a little bit. Maybe she, I'm picking up. Hey,
some reason we're in the same aisle.
Yeah, exactly. I'm over here in the teriyaki aisle. Like I'm over here picking up fried rice bowls. Like,
I don't even like teriyaki.
Exactly. I'm over here picking up fried rice bowls. You know what I mean? And gluten-free shit. And she, I'm in the vegetarian aisle.
I think that would be a shitty aspect. I feel like guy and girl, there's total pros and cons of both. But a big con of being a dude would be having to make the move. And then, especially now, how things are, being scared to.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, guys, we don't know. It has to be a good setting. It has to be the right setting. The lights got to be in the right dim. You know what I mean? Everything has to be perfect for you to talk to somebody nowadays, right?
Someone asked me out at Ralph's like 2 weeks ago.
See, look at that.
I was in the self-checkout aisle, and he was like, I forgot what he said. He was just like, just went for it.
He just threw it out there. What did he say?
I think it was just like, hey, do you have a boyfriend?
See, you can't ask that though.
I know.
You can't ask that. I mean, it's respectful. I mean, you can assume, right? But if it's somebody cute, you don't want to know that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'll be like, hey, just take down my number. It is what it is. Ooh, now, so again, sometimes I'm glad at least he had the nuts to go for it, I guess,
Yeah, he was very nice and then left.
I know he was heartbroken in the car. He was heartbroken in the car. He was like, "I shouldn't even say nothing."
No, he was probably at the next person in line. Hey, you got a boyfriend?
For real. Hey, shoot or shoot. That's how it is, you know. You gotta keep shooting. I'm shooting at Kathy with a C soon as I see her next time. Now that we done made a report. Oh yes. Your mama is you got any cousins or anything?
All boys.
Oh no,
I know.
I mean, unless we want to go hoop or something, we could go play some ball.
They're
basketball.
really good at sports.
Oh, word?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. You seem like you come from a real all-American family.
I think so, kind of. I mean, I was the only one in... My brother, he kind of played sports, so not really. But yeah, my parents went to all my sports games with their little chairs and your little fruit snacks.
Oh, shit. Oh, I already know. Y'all was out there. Fruit snacks. Y'all was the family to go to that had all the coolers next to you guys.
Yeah, we had the coolers, went to the drive-in theater. All the
Capri Suns, everything. Shout out to Capri Suns, even though I don't even drink those anymore.
Yeah, I don't. It's been a while. I was thinking, I was passing SpaghettiOs the other day at the grocery store, and I thought that'd be fun to retry as an adult.
Hell no. Hell no. Do you understand? Like, things that we ate as a kid, we cannot eat them now.
I just want to know. Is it going to ruin it? Is it going to ruin everything?
Hell no. Sometimes I eat things now that I ate as a kid, and I was like, what the hell was I thinking? like maybe the quality has gone down. Maybe it's been the same the entire time, but like it's been terrible. Like what I had like a oatmeal cream pie the other day.
Oh my god, I used to love those.
I mean I still eat them scarcely to this day, but I mean even when I eat them, I'm just like, oh,
you know too much.
I'm like, I know I'm getting old because I'm reading the ingredients on the back of shit.
I do too.
I be like, what the hell is Maltine leaves? You know
we don't want to know what's in the oatmeal cream pie.
And, I already know it's a whole bunch of processed bullshit, you know? And I mean, now that I'm older, I guess we get a little bit more savvier. Sometimes I go into those binges where I eat a lot for sure. Still Doritos, Cool Ranch chips and stuff like that. That's the heavy cornstarch and shit. But at the same time, we just got to do better in what we eat because, like, for example, like I was saying about Capri Suns, like I used to love Capri Suns, drinking all of them all the time. They messed around and have you seen the TikTok trend that say you can open up a Capri Sun and see what's inside? Man, it's been like that. Like it's been a recall on a whole bunch of Capri Suns.
I did not see this.
Go to TikTok for your Mandy fans. Your misery loves Mandy. Mandy loves misery. We gonna work on the title.
What should I call them? What should be a fun name for them?
For your misery fans?
Wieners, but then Matt was like,
I don't think they want to call them Wieners.
That's what he said.
Yeah, don't nobody want to. I don't want. If I want to be a fan of you, and I don't want to be called no wiener. Call me my misery loves company. I like that.
It's too long. Yeah, it's like one word. I'll think on it.
Yeah. But I do like that misery loves company section. Have somebody call in and be like, tell me what's your wiener story, or you know what I mean?
I know I want to get other people's wiener stories. Yours, I would have never expected. Pretty girls in grocery stores.
I hate it.
So it's so funny.
I was in the airport. You know, we traveling. I got another one. I got. So look. So I'm chilling. I'm at the airport, and there was a little attractive flight attendant came walking by, right, and. So where I was at, I was trying to charge my phone, and I don't know why they set you up for failure in the airport sometimes.
They really do.
Because the airport chargers are terrible. They don't work all the time. So you'll be sitting in 20 minutes and thinking that your phone is charging, and it's not charging at all.
It's
right?
happened to me.
Correct. So I said, all right, fuck it. Let me go to where the concession stand, not really concession stand, but where they had those little vending machines where they have like ice creams and little snacks and whatever. They had the sprinkles, the little cupcake stand that we have in LA. Right. So they had a vending machine. So I'm standing right by the vending machine and charging my phone. First of all, that's going to be my new spot every time I go to a damn airport. That shit was lit. They had so many people walking by. Like, people was like, and it was, because, they're getting cupcakes. They want to start a conversation with you, whatever. So
they're good cupcakes,
correct.
Too.
They're great cupcakes. Shout out Sprinkles. Flight attendant walked up. Bomb. I'm talking bombshell, right? So I'm sitting there like, okay. Now, I done had 20 conversations with people before, right? And
you're all warmed up.
I was warm. I was hot. I wasn't warm. I was hot. I was steaming. I was ready. And I couldn't even say nothing. I was just like, I just kept it cool. And because you know, sometimes you can just read a person's energy. She was like, "Hey, I just want to get my cupcake and I'm gone."
Yeah, that's a tough job.
Yeah, it's a tough job. And I was gonna say, you got to get a cupcake, to handle your, after your shift. I knew that line would have worked. I knew that line would have worked. But I don't know. I froze up in the moment. I ain't gonna lie.
You gotta let some go.
I'm 0 for 2. Apparently, I'm throwing them all back in the seat.
Third time's the charm.
Hey, I'm not even catching nothing, Mandy. I ain't gonna lie.
That's okay. You'll catch something. Huh.
Don't say that. Don't say I'm gonna catch something.
You'll catch a girl. I'm gonna reset the camera. He's gonna catch a girl. I have a joke making fun of Florida, like saying Florida's like herpes.
Okay.
And I said the joke. I go outside and a group of comics are circling, and he goes, "Oh, it's another comic that has herpes," or something like that. And I was like, "I don't have herpes." He was like, "I walked in, and the part that you said I have herpes," and I said, "No, it's not what I said. You missed the whole thing." So I never cleared that up. I mean, let him think whatever he wants to think. I don't care. But you would have thought that I have herpes. So then I got a text from my other friend that was in the circle the next morning saying, "How's the herpes?"
So you got everybody going. You know what? That's like everybody wants to find out. If you got the shit. But I don't really engage in that much sexual activity sometimes, man. Especially being out here, I get a little scared.
You should be scared. Shit's scary. That would suck. I mean, a lot of people have it. Sorry if you do. But yeah. Yeah,
it's a shame. I mean, but at the same time, I do want to hear the herpes joke. I try to stay away from those types of jokes sometimes, only because they, again, a lot of comedy that we do is sometimes self-deprecating, sometimes it's like self-reflection, a self-perspective on us. And the audience is really honing in to like, that's you, and my jokes. So it's like, I've been doing that set for the last, 7, 8, 9 years, So that situation I might be talking about, it could be I was there when it happened, or it could be my friend that it happened to, and I'm just kind of like, it was a funny in a moment type situation. Or it could have just happened to me when I was 20 years old, right? And then I'm just like still kind of like talking about it because we get new audiences and new people and new perspectives. So, we just really got to be careful how we word our jokes because you don't want, everybody walking around and you in the group chat, because people talk.
They love talking
because you ain't even talked to that person about it, right? You didn't even say anything to that person about it, and they hit you up on some, "Hey, what's going on? How's your sickness?" And that's just terrible how people do. You can have fucking a crazy ass cancer. You be like, "Yeah, I'm going bald." Then somebody hit you and be like, "Hey man, what's up, bald head?" Or be like, "Hey, how's it?" Man, that's fucked up.
So then that's the perfect, like, exactly what this is we talk about miserable moments and if we made them into jokes or not, or embarrassing, and it's funny how everyone's different. Some people have no jokes based on true stories, but mine is like what you just said, that scramble of pulling from. Do you have a joke that you didn't, that something happened and you tried and it didn't work, or you're just like, this is definitely not going to be a joke?
Well, I got a few jokes that still develop over time. Like, I never completely throw a joke away. Even if it's a good premise, I still try to work with it into some capacity in terms of, like, it may not work right now, but it could come into fruition later. Like, I had a joke where I got into a fight in Los Angeles, And it's a joke that I'm currently using right now on the road now. And it's like, I mean, I don't know if you heard it, but it's like it works now. But prior, I did get into scuffles before, but it wasn't until I had an altercation really in the basketball court that it really gave me the kind of, not confidence, but like, oh, this is more real life. So because it's like when we do jokes, the reason our jokes don't work, I feel, is because we can't envision or have, because we can't envision it happen, or we just think that, oh yeah, this is so funny, like I gotta say it's so funny, and it might be funny, but it's not believable. So because
we don't fully have everything filled out.
Correct.
It's like trying to act and not knowing the person.
Correct. And I mean, because we don't have it, the entire joke filled out, and because we don't have like certain tags and certain punches, we kind of like are, the confidence, like people can feel when your confidence is low on a joke.
They can feel everything.
Oh, yeah. When you bomb it, ooh, if you bomb it and then it's a minute, it feels like an eternity, But I've been in certain, I mean, I thank God I haven't bombed in a while, but in earlier times, when you start saying a joke and you really trying to get it together, and you know that you don't have all the pieces, and sometimes like we could write all we want to, but if you can't work it out on stage, because you don't know what the audience gonna laugh at,
no clue.
Exactly. You can have a joke like your Herpes joke, right? You can have a Herpes joke. You have a herpes joke. We're going to talk about that later, too. I'm going to call you. Do you know Mandy? She had me sitting next to Mike all in my face. I don't know what's going on over there.
She took a sip of my lemonade.
Exactly. Hey, I'm just, how people talk. We just be including shit. She had chains all over the table, everything.
Oh, no.
I thought I was in a dungeon. Anyway. No, but, sometimes when you are working on that joke and and it's not going to like grow, the audience, like I said, could feel that you're not going to deliver it. And then if you ain't delivering it, you really sinking ship like the Titanic.
Yeah, it will go down. The worst is I'll start blushing too.
Ooh.
Like I'll feel my face.
Ooh.
Doesn't always happen, but sometimes if it's real bad, and it's not even because of them, it's because of how you're reacting. Like you're like, shit, I lost it. I should have stayed super confident. And now I'm like, oh, now I think, and then you feel like you're like your middle school self, and you're like turning red, and you're like, they're winning. They're taking me down. Boom, boom, boom.
Like Mean Girls all over again. I think if you're ever in that situation, the only thing I would say is to either do crowd work.
Yes, that is a saving grace.
Correct. Crowd work, or either go really dirty.
I could go dirty.
Because Matt, let's talk to Kathy. Kathy, I don't know this one you raised, but
you should hear her talk.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to call her. Call me, Kathy. No, but or you go really dirty. I mean, again, sometimes it might be seen as hacky. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh yeah, you trying to go dirty, like, or
shock
do crowd,
factor.
right? You know what I mean? Just to try to save yourself. But honestly, I mean, your job as a comedian is to be entertaining, and within that 5, 7, 10, 20 minutes that you got, you better work the crowd.
You gotta go for it,
because they're not gonna remember when you was bombing. They're gonna remember you was bombing when you were bombing. But if let's say you start bombing, let's say you get 15 minutes, and your first 5 was fire, right? Your middle 5 was all right. It was kind of bombing, right? But then you end strong on a strong 5. That they're not gonna remember the middle jokes.
Yeah, that's why you always sandwich that shit. What were you saying the other day? We have to do a story, but it was so good when you were talking about basketball in terms of jokes. You were like,
so it's layups and threes, right? So. Like I played ball. I was a athlete back in the day. I'm still trying to go to the NFL, NBA. If you got any teams on your pod.
You need to get on the comedy basketball team.
Shit, tell them to holler at me. Tell them.
Okay.
But at the same time, I consider basketball, pretty universal kind of sport that people go to relate to. Comedy is kind of like basketball in that realm for me. With jokes, you have layups and you have threes. The easiest shot to make in basketball is a layup. In comedy, a layup would be your bunny joke that kind of like gets the crowd over. Because like people don't know, like when we do comedy, it's a constant tango.
It is.
You feel me?
It
like
is such a tango.
We poetry in motion. You know what I'm saying? And
it takes two to tango.
I'm about to say it take two to tango. You feel me? And when you moving with someone, and I mean, man, you ain't got no rhythm like you said, but you could either be the lead or you could be the follow. And when I say you the lead, sometimes when a comedian goes up, we always on the attack, but then we don't listen to the crowd and how they react. So we're always on the attack, right? We're the lead. And then sometimes on the follow, you might say a joke that it was maybe a little tag, and then the audience laughs big at that. And then you like, oh, I got to keep going with this. You know what I mean? You like, well, I'm following now. I got to keep going with this because I want to be able to, I can get material out of this. I can be able to, So I think, yeah, it is a tango sport. But at the same time, like I said, basketball in terms of comedy, the easiest joke is your bunny joke. You have to get the confidence of the audience. They got to know that they could trust you in terms of having, and it's weird that you got to say this because they coming to a show, they're coming to be entertained, but at the same time, you still have to show them that one, you're professional, you can do a show, you can be confident, you know your shit, you know your jokes, you know how to be funny, you can be relatable, all those things. And then once you figure that out, that's kind of like in your first set. Your first little joke. Oh, what's up, COVID? Some people go, hey, what's up, COVID? Nobody died yet. And then if that gives them a laugh, then okay, that's a good bunny joke. Then you can hit them up with a 3-pointer, and I like Steph Curry. I don't know, you watch basketball?
Sometimes. So
Steph Curry is probably one of the biggest best 3-point shooters ever. And he shoots wild 3-point shots. And then that's your new jokes. If you got butt plug jokes, herpes jokes, you know what I mean? Like that's the jokes that you throw your 3-pointers out. So again, you just gotta know when to shoot your 2, go for the layup, and when to shoot the 3. Sometimes again, if the crowd is really good, then shit, keep shooting 3s. Keep going with the new shit. Like, okay, they feeling me, right? That's what I'm saying. If they feeling me, but as soon as one of them 3s miss, okay, let's go back to the new to the layup. So that's kind of how I play. Yep.
Of saying it.
So every time I do a set, I always try to make sure that I try to go for a layup first that I know I've done before, I'm comfortable with, I have my own confidence in the joke, and then if they feeling it, okay, then I just start shooting 3s. Okay. And then, go back and forth.
Once they trust you, they kind of just like sit back.
Right.
And then they can enjoy it. But at first, I feel like this is a second of judgment just to see, is this person worth paying attention to?
Right. That's really what it is. People be looking at you like, I don't know if I should be paying attention to this person. I'm like, well, you got dressed and came out the house. Like, what?
They're like, I don't care.
I will sit here and ignore you, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
Easily.
Exactly. So,
easily.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's definitely one of the tougher sports. But I mean, when you get that crowd laughing in unison, there's nothing better.
Best feeling ever.
Hell yeah, for sure.
So then, do you have a story about a miserable moment that is one joke that you have used or use now?
Yeah, pretty much all my whole set.
Right, that's how mine are. They're all stemmed from misery.
Yeah. But I would say it's misery.
Moments,
well, yeah, just moments.
Moments.
But I don't even call it misery, only because like I don't. No offense, I just don't believe in misery.
It's a strong word.
Because that means you like dreadful. Like, it's like, I'm having a terrible day. And again, sometimes those days do happen. Bad days with the rest of them for sure. but I'm never too miserable.
Let's name it a downer moment.
All
right.
Downer moment. I got my car. My plates are currently expired, right? And then
are they Florida or California?
California plates. Okay. And the problem was, you know how they send you the notice to actually get them renewed? Mm-hmm. And we've been moving and shaking, going different cities and stuff like that. So it's on my list of things to do. I gotta go to DMV. I gotta get a passport renewed. Like I got everything I gotta get right. So, but I'm still moving and shaking. So honestly, because I'm lazy too. Like that's like I'm like I can go to the DMV today, or I go to brunch and get drunk.
Brunch sounds so much better.
I'm like I got to December. Oh, I could wait for the DMV. You feel me? But my registration in terms of my plates, they was up, and I basically didn't remember to do the plates renewal, and because I moved, a lot of my mail was just in bags and stuff like that. So I got a notice literally like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. And I owe freaking damn near double.
No.
For my registration plates.
And it's expensive, not double.
Oh, hell yeah, it's expensive, not double. I mean,
it's so expensive in California. It's not even funny.
Man, you don't even understand. So, that's my misery moment. Boy, Mandy, I promise you, I swear, I think you put alcohol in that refresher. That thing is too good.
I did.
They put a shot of coconut rum.
Ooh, that would be so good.
Oh my God, that'd be so good in a fucking refresher for real.
You'll have to come back at nighttime podcast.
Hey, for sure. Hell yeah. Let me Starbucks, holla at me.
I've done a few drunk episodes and it gets
wild.
Sometimes I'm watching them and I'm editing them. I'm like, people are going to hate this so much. I'm like laughing where your laugh is like the
you
like
that.
And like no one's supposed to actually see this face recorded.
That's funny.
Okay, so
yeah,
you got your $500 registration in the mail.
$578 to be exact, and then they basically doubled it, and then I got till. But you know how people are. We wait till the last minute, so they gave me. I think they gave me like another 14 days to go do it. So I'm doing some shows. I'm doing some shows so I could try to make up that deficit. It was really my fault because like I knew I had to do the registration, and then you know one thing about being in California, and it may be illegal to say this, but like but the police. Let me not say that. Knock on wood. Let me not say that because
that's fake wood.
Oh yeah. I can tell. When I knocked on it, it almost broke down.
Sounds like metal.
Hey, you know what it was? I thought it was one of those karate board woods that used to just break. Bop.
Brought to you by IKEA.
Nah, I fuck with IKEA. No, I was just gonna say that there's so many people out here that live in Los Angeles. Like the police can't really just keep up sometimes.
Sometimes in Florida, cops are everywhere.
On your ass. It's like 3 cops to 1 person in Florida.
I've gotten pulled over for my tag being expired in Florida. Here, they're busy. That's
what I'm saying. They're busy, right? Exactly. So, but also, I don't want to be on the California's radar. You feel me? The state of California's radar. Like, I'm not one of those people that I be wanting to live dirty. You know what I'm saying? I'm living the clean life. I'm chilling. So, yeah, I'm going to go get that taken care of probably today. Good. Yeah.
So wait, are you making that into a joke, or that's just a moment that would not be a joke?
That is a moment that would. I'm trying to make that into a joke. I have to find a funny premise on it. I would say another miserable moment is that my mom has Instagram now.
What's your mom's name?
Man, Kim.
With a K or
with a K?
What if it was a C?
Oh my God. What if that was? I'd be like, you was a lame. Okay. Kim with a C. Nah, so she has Instagram now. So I'm trying to make that. I got a joke on that too that I've been doing on the road and stuff like that. That's like a misery into a joke kind of like vibe. Basically, it's just like the premise is I blocked her. It's just really there's just really no other.
I think that's really just saying my mom's on Instagram now is funny by itself.
For sure. So I mean, I got a few jokes that I work out all the time. Certain jokes come to me just spur of the moment too, like when I'm out and about. Where I'm at, grocery store, certain things just like just come into my mind because I think like my comedy, I wanted to make it more relatable in terms of like you can see this happening, right? Like for example, I had this one, and I haven't even made it into a joke, but it was just a funny situation. I was in Baltimore not too long ago, and I was in Walmart just picking up some supplies. I was doing some shows. So I was picking up some supplies from the Walmart. And, you go through self-checkout, right? So Walmart, self-checkout.
Says it all.
Right. But I was cool because they had, forgive me for when I say this, but they had, you know how they have the security person who watches the self-checkout, right? But she was special needs in a wheelchair, in the little motorized wheelchair. But she was
motorized though.
No. This little lady was on my ass. Okay, I couldn't steal shit from that.
That's
that
amazing.
Walmart. I was like, yo, they should have more people of special needs be in self checkout for sure.
This sounds messed up. But this was a miserable, we were saying miserable lightly, a miserable moment. I shouldn't even say this, but because you said that, when we were in Florida, went to Publix, of course, to get a pub sub. If you've never had a pub sub.
Gotta go to get a pub sub.
Oh. So Publix is really sweet. They always have special needs people do the bag, and they take your cards out, and they're so lovely. But this time, they had... The girl making my sub had special needs. I feel bad laughing. I laugh when I shouldn't laugh. It's like a bad tick of mine.
I'm not gonna laugh at that.
It was so bad.
All I'm gonna say is, did you have to repeat your order, or did she get the order right off the bat? I feel like if she was in that capacity, she was like really on it. She was like, you want extra olives? Like you want...
No. It was so bad that my dad and my aunt came up, and they were like, it was my dad's aunt. My dad was like, "Are you almost done?" And then she was older. My dad's aunt's older, and she was like, "I think there's something wrong with that girl." And I said, "There is. It's fine. She's very sweet. Just be patient."
What if they had a lady that was like in charge of her? And like after you like maybe you said like a complaint or something like that, like the lady came from the back. It's like, Gwendolyn, get your ass.
They fired her to me.
Get in the back. You had one job is to get there, and then now you just the person that's in. Oh my bad, you just the person responsible for getting the special needs lady fired.
Because you can't say anything, and you have to be patient.
Nope.
You just have to go, she's doing her best.
Hey, you can't complain.
I wish I got the other guy, but I didn't.
Listen, I might buy 2 subs.
It took so long to get my sub made. And I was like, why does she have a knife? And who did this? But it tasted great. It just took a really, really long time.
She made her version of it.
It was great though. It tasted good.
I'm sure it was. She probably put her own special ingredients in it. When
those moments happen, though, you're just like, you're a a person.
Yeah. No. You can't. Especially these people hold a very special place in my heart, man. I've always, because obviously they don't deserve it for what they've gone through and shit like that. I just hate the people that try to play special needs and they're not special needs.
Like in movies?
Not necessarily in movies, but like in everyday life. Like I saw the Special Olympics not too long ago when it was on. And you know how sometimes they'd have this little rally, or not rally, but they have an announcement that says all the people who was like, congratulations from Cincinnati, you won, and then congratulations from Omaha, you won, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So they was highlighting all these special needs kids. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But then I seen some people, like, they look like me and you. Like, they was look regular people. And I felt like sometimes people can kind of, I mean, again, I don't know. They may have special needs, but if you looking normal like that, because again, it would go from a drastic kid from like kid that having Down syndrome, you know, like really, and then it'll go to another person, you know, just glasses on, you know what I mean? Just you know what I mean? Just thick ass glasses on. He just like, I made it, you know? So, and again, you know, sometimes it could be cerebral, sometimes it could be within the mind, so you just don't know what they got going on, but. And I'm pretty sure they do. I mean, Special Olympics they do diligence. But from the eye test, I was like,
from the eye test,
exactly. From the eye test, it seemed like you're doing pretty okay to me. But hey, what do I know? I don't know much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well.
Yeah. Anything? I appreciate it.
Thank you for doing it.
Hey, you know, I had a great time, man.